So, Palworld is getting sued by Nintendo for patent infringement. Why though? What the hell spurned this on? Well, if you've been living under a rock like a certain starfish I know, let me inform you about the situation. Palworld received a lot of flack from certain types of fanboys on Twitter for stealing designs from Pokemon. In my initial coverage of it back when it blew up, I mentioned how it looked like there was some designs that were heavily inspired by Sugimori's original art style. And because I refused to be disingenuous, I can totally see why there was some outrage. I personally had no strong feelings on the matter one way or another, but I acknowledge that there are some designs that were just too similar to Pokemon designs. People argue that series like Digimon, Monster Rancher, among other monster taming series, were also rip-offs of Pokemon, yet nothing happened, but Palworld's case is a bit different. Some of the designs look a bit too similar to existing Pokemon designs. Guys, it's okay to still like Palworld despite this what seemingly looks like inspiration to some degree, whether it was traced, AI generated, or whatever other means of creating these pals. I still enjoyed Palworld for what it is. I'm always a sucker for monster-catching games. I even make songs in Suno AI about Pokemon. If you want to listen to some of them, you can anytime on my Suno page or my AI music channel. Sorry for the plug. Actually, I'm not sorry. F you. Anyway, in my video, I did get ratioed by a lot of people who were either fans of Palworld, contrarians, or just anti-Nintendo people. I totally get it. You all have your reasons for not agreeing with my first video, and I respect that. Though I feel like some of the comments that were left on, it missed the point of what I was saying, but I guess it's not important. I don't really have a side when it comes to that part of the situation. What I do have a problem with is Nintendo actually going through with this lawsuit. TPC, which is short for The Pokemon Company, had this document released.
Nintendo Co., Limited, together with the Pokemon Company, filed a patent infringement lawsuit in the Tokyo District Court against Pocket Pair Inc. on September 18, 2024. This lawsuit seeks an injunction against infringement and compensation for damages on the grounds that Palworld, a game developed and released by the defendant, infringes multiple patent rights. Nintendo will continue to take necessary actions against any infringement of its intellectual property rights, including the Nintendo brand itself, to protect the intellectual properties it has worked hard to establish over the years.
Nintendo is filing a lawsuit over patent infringement, but that's so vague. I feel like I'm going to explode. Apparently, this lawsuit has nothing to do with the designs of the pals itself, but rather something even more absurd. Get this. This lawsuit is about fucking game mechanics. Or at least that's what people are speculating. Can you even patent a mechanic in the game? For the love of everything that's good in this world, it better not be about throwing balls at monsters to catch them. But I can't think of what else could be the reason. Quick update. Pocket Pair has responded to the lawsuit in question. This is their response.
Regarding the lawsuit yesterday, a lawsuit was filed against our company for patent infringement. We have received notice of this lawsuit and will begin the appropriate legal proceedings and investigations into the claims of patent infringement. At this moment, we are unaware of the specific patents we are accused of infringing upon, and we have not been notified of such details. Pocket Pair is a small indie game company based in Tokyo. Our goal as a company has always been to create fun games. We will continue to pursue this goal because we know that our games bring joy to millions of gamers around the world. Palworld was a surprise success this year, both for gamers and for us. We were blown away by the amazing response to the game and have been working hard to make it even better for our fans. We will continue improving Palworld and strive to create a game that our fans can be proud of. It is truly unfortunate that we will be forced to allocate significant time to matters unrelated to game development due to this lawsuit. However, we will do our utmost for our fans and to ensure that indie game developers are not hindered or discouraged from pursuing their creative ideas. We apologize to our fans and supporters for any worry or discomfort that this news has caused. As always, thank you for your continued support of Palworld and Pocket Pair.
Okay, so the truth is, I have no clue what spurned this on if it wasn't the designs. Well, Obviously, some of the designs resemble something Sugimori would have designed, which is not a bad thing in my opinion. Okay? Regardless of what Nintendo's reasoning is, we all know they are very overprotective of their intellectual properties. This definitely isn't because of how successful Pocket Pair was with Palworld. Nintendo goes after all sorts of fan projects that never make a return on their hard work. Pokémon Showdown seems to be the exception. So, what exactly is the patent being argued that Palworld is infringing on then? I can only assume, and keep in mind that this is just my assumption, guys. I'm assuming that it's the fact that the Pal spheres are round objects that you have to throw at a creature to capture it. And I bet you it's more specifically because it is a round object and nothing more. I know, sounds silly, right? But just hear me out. Think about it. What do the Digidestined, or rather the Chosen Children in Japanese, use in Digimon? They use holy devices, or rather Digivices, to tame their partner Digimon, and they don't even catch other Digimon in the anime. I'm not too familiar with the games though, so if there is a catching mechanic that involves throwing a round object at a monster to capture it, please let me know. In Bakugan, remember that show? They do have round circular objects that they throw onto the field, but they are miniature in size, and they are not used to catch other Bakugan. They merely grow into giant monsters in order to fight in a controlled space. Next up, we have Monster Rancher. In order to give life to a monster, you have to use a stone disc of some sort in order to create new monsters. Yes, it's a round object, but it's not spherical, nor is it ever thrown. At least I think. Now for a more niche example. For those of you who played World of Final Fantasy, you know that the twins in that game use cubes to imprism monsters, which are known as mirages in that game. Yes, the animation does turn into a spherical object when attempting to catch a monster, but it's not thrown with a spherical object, but rather a cube. It's just an animation. Now let's look at Palworld, and oh, welp. Once again, this is just me speculating on why Palworld was targeted, and not some other series. I can't confirm if anything I said is true, but I have a feeling it may be what Nintendo is going for here. Still though, I think Nintendo is in the wrong here, and are just being petty. Perhaps they don't like the fact that some of the designs resemble Sugimori's old work, and can't act on it, since none of the monsters actually infringe on the copyrights, because they do look distinct enough to warrant their existence. So, Nintendo probably thought the next best thing would be to file a lawsuit for patent rights instead, which what I assume to be throwing a round, spherical object at a monster to capture it, and nothing more. What do you guys think about all of this? I personally want Palworld to be able to coexist with other franchises that are similar to it. Just because it treats its world in a more semi-realistic manner than Pokémon doesn't make it better or worse than Pokémon. It is its own entity, and should be treated as such. It's not Pokémon with guns. It's Palworld, an asset flip survival game with monster taming mechanics. That's it. Anyway, I'm out for now, guys. I hope Palworld gets out of this unscathed. But if what I speculated ends up being true, then it may be best to change the shape of those Pal spheres just to be on the safe side. Imagine a cubed-shaped Pokeball. Wait, those already exist? Oh wait, it's just the Pokemon mod in Minecraft. Wait, how is that still around?